Hey guys, welcome back to Busted Seams. We're going to try something a little different today, and I'm going to do a sewing tutorial. So I did go to school for fashion design, so I know the right way to do things, but I'm also lazy. So I think I have a unique point of view in that I can find a quick, easy, dirty way to get you to something that looks professional, but you've saved a lot of time and pain by not doing it the correct way. So let's get into today's project. One of the most frustrating things as an adult who shares a bed with another adult and maybe a dog is fighting over the sheets at night. Now, an easy solve for fighting over who the blanket bandit is to have one fitted sheet to cover your mattress and then to have two equal size smaller sets of sheets and blankets on top so that you and your partner can each self-cocoon to your heart's content. So I started with my IKEA king-size sheet set, and I decided to split the flat sheet. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to split a king-size sheet in half to two twin-size sheets and hem them. And this project will actually take you less than an hour. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So before we get started, let's gather everything that we need. So first up, one sheet set that fits your mattress size. Mine's a king size, so that's what we're doing today in the video. Two twin size blankets to go on top. We're not doing anything with them, they're just going on top when you're done. You'll need a sharp pair of scissors, so something that's not going to chew up your fabric. You'll need a home sewing machine. Any basic sewing machine will do. We're just using the basic single needle stitch function. And you're going to need thread that will match your sheet color. And finally, you're going to need space to lay everything out. I just used the floor of my studio. You're going to need a space that's big enough to lay out half of a sheet completely flat. Okay, so first you're going to fold your sheet in half. You want the fold line to be the imaginary line splitting your sheet from your partner's side of the bed. So a king-size sheet is actually usually wider than it is long. So you're going to take the longest edge and fold it in half. Lay it flat on your floor and line up the edges. So you're going to want to line the edges up as perfectly as possible and smooth out any wrinkles so you don't have any bunching underneath. If you do have too many wrinkles and bunching, then it's going to cause a very wavy cut line. I obviously could not be bothered to iron my sheets beforehand, so mine are a little wrinkly. So you're going to take your pair of sharp scissors and loop one blade into the fold that you've just created, and you're actually going to apply just ever so slight tension against that fold as you cut. That's going to keep your line straight, your cut line straight, and you're going to use one hand to keep both layers of the sheet stable as you cut. So cut all the way to the end and you should have a pretty straight line, and now you have two pieces of a sheet. So next you are going to take your thread, which matches your sheet color, and wind your bobbin. Wind a full bobbin because we are going to do some pretty long stitch lines and you don't want to run out in the middle of the project. So next you're going to load your bobbin into your sewing machine and thread the machine. Okay, now grab one side of the sheet you just split and find the raw edge. You're also going to want to find the top edge, which is usually a little bit wider seam allowance. And you just want to find that because we want to make sure we roll the seam allowance that we're about to create in the same direction that the top edge has been rolled. It's just a nicer, more professional looking finish. So take the raw edge, fold it 1/2 inch, and then roll it over another 1/2 inch so it's completely enclosing that raw edge. And now we're just going to stitch as close to that inside fold line as possible. So you'll notice that we're not using any pins. Again, this is a hack, and I personally don't like using pins on a really long straight seam because it tends to just make that stitch line a little bit wiggly. So on your machine, you probably have some lines next to the presser foot. You can use that to visually line up the edge of your sheet so that as you're sewing, you can keep a pretty straight line. So as long as your sheets are a crisp plain weave, you shouldn't have any problems keeping this stable as you stitch the hem. Now, if you have satin or sateen, really shiny sheets, you may actually want to use some pins because it's going to slide all over the place. And if you use knit sheets or sheets that feel like a jersey knit, like a t-shirt, you probably don't want to do this exact step. You might actually want to do a zigzag hem and do some sort of stabilizer so that that hem doesn't stretch out. So don't forget to backstitch and then stitch your line all the way down, closing off that hem. So now you're going to do that a second time. Grab the other half of the sheet that you cut in half and do the exact same thing. Hem it all down the raw edge, rolling it a 1/2 inch and then a 1/2 inch again. So there you are. Now you're done. You have 2 fully finished twin size sheets. Pretty easy, right? Not too bad. And now you and your partner each have your own private cocoon, and you can top that with your twin size duvets or twin size comforters so that you each have a total sheet and blanket set to burrito yourselves individually. Thanks for joining today. I hope this was a helpful project. Again, this one's probably not too painful, but please let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more projects from me. And until next time, thanks guys.